everybody. It's Abby from Craft Industry Alliance. Hope you are having a fabulous Wednesday. We go live every Wednesday around this time to talk to a Craft Industry Alliance member for our member spotlight, which is an opportunity for us to get to know one of our amazing members, learn more about their business, maybe see some samples of their work or get a glimpse into their studio. It's always a very fun chat. Gay Isber. Sugar is a jewelry designer, and she has been such a supportive and positive force in our organization for so long. And I'm just so excited to talk with her. Hey, Sugar, how are you?
Abby, how is Massachusetts today?
Good. It's actually sunny. For some reason, I thought it was going to be pouring rain today. And so it's like a wonderful surprise that it's sunny and fall-like. So it's great. How are you doing?
It's a beautiful day. We've had a little bit of rain, and that really cleared out the skies over Texas. So,
I love it. So, Sugar, you've been a member for a long time, and you're always such a positive, uplifting voice on our roundtables. And I just love seeing your face there because I always know you're going to have something fun to share. So, tell us a little bit about your business, because we do have a lot of members who are in kind of the fiber world, whether they have a yarn business, a fabric-based business, but you do something different, and I love that. And I also love that your style is very bold. So show us and tell us a little bit about what it is you do.
well, number one, I love your craft industry life. It really makes a difference for me to be able to connect with other people that aren't necessarily in my industry. Is my audio coming over okay?
Perfect. Yeah,
Okay,
sounds
great.
great.
So, yeah, my things are a little bit more interesting. I say interesting jewelry for interesting people. If I survived the little dot jewelry that was like so minimal, I would have been so bored having just to make a little dot. I'd be like, okay, I can do that 100 times a day. So I make more interesting jewelry, and I am the creative ambassador for Fire Mountain Gems. So
It's
if you,
amazing. And
if
we
you,
love
I've
Fire
been
Mountain Gems. They're a member as well. And they really are one of the premier suppliers of not only beads, but also all the things that you need to make jewelry. So go check them out too. And that's amazing that you are now working with them.
I've been their customer for, I don't know, like more than 20 years, almost 30 years probably. It's a great, like, female led. I mean, it was a family, it was a husband and wife, and he's passed away. And so now Chris, the owner, she's kind of all the only family person that is there. So I'm really glad that they reached out to me and said, hey, let's do some fun things together. So it's a match made in heaven, because I'm a huge fan of that company and everybody there. So I'm very happy. So yeah, let me show you a couple things.
Show us.
So I do make interesting jewelry. So I figured out how to take, so it kind of first started, I was just doing wire, like, this is a long time ago. Then I found colored wire, and that really expanded my horizons. And then I found these forms on Fire Mountain Gems. Now this goes back, way back, but these were a game changer. So this is just a form that I've covered in Swarovski crystal, all the different shades of purple.
Beautiful.
And now Swarovski crystal doesn't make beads, so that's kind of sad.
I know. We've written a couple articles about that, but it sounds like there are some alternatives.
Yes.
And people have kind of done some workarounds. But yeah, Swarovski crystal, no more in the crafts world, unfortunately.
Yeah. It was a huge loss. Like, I really had invested heavily in them, but luckily I have big stashes.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people, it seems like, did buy up a whole lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know it was coming. I was a vetted partner with Swarovski crystal, but just over the years, whenever Fire Mountain had them on sale, I would scoop them up, and now they're all together. So then I took that same form. So let's just say, so now this is clear resin.
Okay.
I just call it like a floor sweep. So I've just put down clear resin on a silicone pad, and then I kind of like do whatever kind of colorway I'm doing. Here's a different version. It's not clear, but it's going to be all the purple tones.
So beautiful.
So
So
same
bold.
kind of thing,
Beautiful. Yeah.
same kind of thing with the turquoise. But then you kind of let it rest, and then when you think, oh my God, I have forgotten it, I better like go look at it, and then it's like hours have gone by, and you peel it off of that silicone pad, and it just perfectly can like connect itself onto a bracelet. It's like I love that magical moment of when the
That
resin
sounds
is
like very fun
totally.
to make. Yeah.
For sure. And it can be in any colorway. Great for brides, great for gifts, because these forms don't cost but a few dollars on Fire Mountain Gems. So I've really taken that form, that bracelet, to all different levels. And now I've gotten them like really big, and they're like gauntlets, and because I just have fun. I really enjoy the process of being an artist, and that's been since birth. So I have a background in ceramics and a master's degree in fine arts, but I know that artist, that pushing it to the boundaries every time, that's why my jewelry becomes so bold, because it's like, what else can you do? Oh, well, look at this. And then maybe it's a bracelet like I just did, but it's all clear crystal, and it's just remarkable, the different effects. It's not necessarily color that makes my jewelry bold. It's the fact that I'm kind of pushing what has been done in the past and trying to create new and different ways to show my jewelry. So I love it. I have so much fun. I'm very lucky. I'm in Austin, Texas, and I do have a podcast that you can listen to called Jewelry is Your Side Hustles. I've had several members of the Craft Industry Alliance on my podcast, and now they're friends, which that's what really that podcast does. It gives me an hour to spend with another person that within the industry that really enjoys just talking about themselves, and I love learning. So that's really fun. Well, here's another fun one. So this one, these are earrings.
Wow.
It's a big. So what this is actually an image from the Smithsonian that are now royalty free, of a drawing of an earring from like the 1700s that were very beautiful. And then I put it on transparency paper. And then this is the epoxy sculpt clay that I've colorized with just some mica paper. But they're really cool. So it's like you're wearing a 17th century earring design,
Right.
but it's just all about, they're lightweight, and you can make them in any different colorway. And I like trying to figure out like, oh, how can I use that drawing? I can't just recreate that earring, but I can use that drawing within my artwork, and now it has a story. So when you're wearing it, you can say, oh, these are 17th century drawings that we put into an earring, and it's just a story, because I think that is what jewelry is, and as well as wearing a beautiful shawl that somebody has hand knitted or woven, is that it gives that story a new friend. It's the red purse. And you say, oh my gosh, I made this, or Sugar Gay Isber made this. Oh, you don't know her? She's famous. I always tell my customers to say that when everybody asks, oh, tell them she's famous. But it's just something fun to talk to people, and you get another friend. I don't care if it's at a red light and you're waiting to cross the street or go up into an elevator. If you're wearing interesting things, it's an opening for people to go, oh, they want to be talked to, because they wouldn't be wearing that if they just wanted to hide.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's a conversation piece, I think, is the right way to describe it. And you've done some pretty cool, besides your collaboration with Fire Mountain Gems, you've done some other interesting collaborations over the years. So maybe you can highlight one or two of those for us.
Why, sure. Well, yeah, I definitely have. Since I've been doing this for a really long time, I think the gamut is probably the highest of the high was Queen Elizabeth, and I actually made her laugh, and it was a global story. It was very fun. And Prince William and Kate, and those kind of people. But also, I've done a lot of movies, a lot of jewelry for the media, fashion shows, magazines, yeah, movies, things that you would know, like The Hitman. That was a movie that I did some jewelry for, etc. Like I'm just doing two right now called The City Morgue. Anyway, it's just fun. Once you kind of get into that mindset and you kind of know what is required to make jewelry kind of sparkly but quiet. Like those are the two things. Like you can't make a lot of noise on the person or be required to, have a lot of setup to get it going. Yeah, but it's really fun. And those are like just some slight little highlights of my life. And if you follow me on Instagram, Sugar Gay Isber, you can see all the different kind of fun stuff that I'm doing. And I do have another one of our members. She owns the Made It Myself TV, which is a fast app on your phone
Yeah.
or on your phone, on your TV. And I have a little show there called Jewelry Stars by Sugar Gay Isber. So you can watch and learn how I do these things through that medium. And I think, you know, we are content creators. We're not just jewelry makers. So I try to make my Instagram, I do it all myself. I try to make it really interesting and try to constantly be trying out new things. I'm like everybody else. I'm definitely, you know, got my hand on, you know, scrolling through all the time, you know, just to see what else new and try to find a new song maybe or something like that. But join me on that, and I'd love to meet some of you other cast members or people in the industry. Reach out to me. Let's have fun. Like, I
Absolutely.
think
And I know
it's
you're open to collaborations and
love
trying
it.
new things in partnership with other companies and with other people. And tell us, just as we are wrapping up, about your nickname Sugar, because I love that nickname and I think it describes you so well. But how did you get that name?
You know, a long time ago, when Facebook kind of was first open for people, they didn't want me to use my name Gay. So I thought, okay, well, at the time, my company was called Sugar Beads and Company. And a lot of people just called me Sugar because of that. And I had the Sugar Factory. This was my first really big building that I transformed into a work-live situation in Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. And so sugar just became like the fun little nomenclature for, oh, that girl with the blonde hair that's, you know, doing all that fun stuff. And to hear little kids or now my grandchildren say, oh, sugar, doesn't get better. So it stuck with me. My husband doesn't call me Gay or Sugar. He's my honey. He's like honey. So I'll go by anything, really.
That's funny. Well, that's a great story and memorable. So I'm glad to know the origin of the nickname. And I'm just glad to have seen some samples and learn more about you, about your story. I hope people will follow you on Instagram because it's definitely a delight. And just thank you for sharing today and thank you for being a member.
Abby, you're wonderful and you're a great resource for the entire world. Like I would not just say our industry, but people know you everywhere. And we're very appreciative. You put in a lot of hard work for us. And I follow you religiously and I read everything you write. So keep up the good work. And thank you for having me today and hosting me on this live. It's like, I think my second one, and it all went okay.
Yes, you
Yes.
did a great job. I know. Once you kind of come on and do Instagram Live once, you're like, oh, this is easy. I could do this all the time, you know? So
Okay.
you make it very easy. And it's really nice to be able to just hang out with somebody for a little
Oh,
while. So and
I
thank you
totally.
so much for the nice and supportive words. I really appreciate it. So yeah.
Yeah. Thank
Thanks
you,
everyone for
Abby.
coming and we'll see you next time. All right, bye. Bye, Sugar. Take
Bye.
care.